you need to call out the owners that are unwilling to be competitive, unwilling to spend their money, and would rather put the money back in their own pockets than to invest in the team. Because fans, if you're getting mad at the Dodgers, get mad at your own owners.
Yeah.
You deserve for your team to be competitive every year. I mean, being
Like
a Dodger fan, what's better than that?
Like,
I just want somebody to talk Dodgers to me. Did I tell you that my friend Kat came over last night and gave me a facial?
wow, how relaxing.
Does my skin look amazing?
You are glowing. You have good skin.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I've always cared about my skin. Like, I feel like my sister would spend all her money, babysitting money, on clothes, and I would get skincare.
Well, you're fair skinned, so it's kind of good. You might have been just taught that.
That's probably why. Also, because like my family always got so tan, and I was like the odd one out.
Oh,
very, protecting myself from the sun. So as long as I look fabulous at 80, as Nana did.
yeah. I know, but then I have people like my mom who
I just love Chella so much.
Baked in the sun. Honestly, like back in the day, it was like baby oil. There was like she didn't care at all. And I'm like, you're aging pretty great. So I don't know what the heck. But she has stopped that since like later on. You know what I mean? That was like when she was really young. But I used to bake. But I definitely see sunspots. I definitely see that on me.
Well, it was so nice having her come here and like set up. And she came at night. So then I'm all relaxed and then just went to sleep. It was amazing.
Yeah, that's really nice. I'm so glad you got that.
Yeah, thanks, Kat.
Yeah, what a treat.
It really was.
Yeah.
I bet she'll come to your house.
Where is she? Where is she located?
In Venice.
I'm so lucky. Marcel's sister's an esthetician and I could go at any time. And it just shows how crazy life gets and how it's like, how hard is it to book a facial, Jack? Like, go book your facial. You have her there wanting to give you a facial whenever you want. And it's like, but sometimes you're just like, I can't, not today. Can't, not today. It's like, man, that's a goal, is to make more time for.
It was amazing. I loved it so much.
Okay.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Welcome back to Talk Dodgers to me. I am Melissa Meyer.
I'm Jacqueline Ruiz.
And man, a lot has happened since we recorded last week.
I mean, shoot, we missed it by a day.
1 day shy of getting Kyle Tucker.
Kershaw announcing he's coming back to the USA or coming to the USA team.
I was shocked about that. I really was.
I really wish I would have said it on last week's episode because a part of me was like, is he going to do it? But then I'm like, wait, is he allowed to do it? I didn't know once you retire, if you're allowed to be back on that. He's never been able to. He said it's his goodbye to baseball, and I really like that.
They're also playing in Texas.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sure that makes it easier for him.
Let's be honest. His body's already gearing up. I mean, pitchers report soon.
I know.
He's probably like, so I kind of am happy. This might be a little bit of like an extra little thing for him to kind of like feel better about not reporting.
Yeah. And, a lot of players, there's rules that like they can only pitch this amount of innings and stuff like that because they have to play a whole season. So for him, he doesn't have to play. So I feel like he can just ball out.
I know, but have you heard his interviews about it? He's like, only if they need me. I'm like,
I know,
I don't know,
but
if you're
he's
being
just
humble.
He's always like that.
I know. Stop being coy. Like, Kersh, we want you in. Like, everyone wants to see it.
Mm-hmm.
Close it out.
I think he's bringing more eyes to the game now, just the fact that he's playing. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's funny that he was in an interview saying that when Mark DeRosa, the coach, called him, he thought he wanted him to be a coach.
I know.
With Andy Pettitte.
Yeah, that'd have been cool too.
But
I don't know. I kind of like it.
He's also kind of bringing that captain energy like Aaron Judge, like we talked about last week. And just his presence alone and what that does is going to pump everyone up. So it'll be great to see what he does, see how he pitches.
I know. I hope he does well.
I'm more excited about the World Baseball Classic now.
I keep saying, I think we're missing something. I think we should pay attention to this a little bit more. A lot of people who talk about the games they've gone to in the past and when they did go to their first World Baseball Classic game, that they were just like, oh my gosh, what is this? They loved it. They loved to see the other countries and the competitive. It's like a playoff atmosphere, but really quick.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Yeah, I'm kind of open to see where it goes. I'm super excited for Kirsch.
I
Yeah.
know.
And Will Smith.
Oh yeah, Will Smith is playing too.
Yeah.
Um, okay, Kyle Tucker.
I mean, you had kind of brought him up last week. I don't think during recording though.
Well, he was the one everyone was kind of waiting to see where he goes. And we
Mm-hmm.
knew that the Dodgers, the Mets, the Blue Jays were after him. The Mets had offered
Oh yeah, yeah.
him 50 million. Then the Dodgers upped it to 60. I was excited to see other teams going for him and not just being so easy breezy for the Dodgers. But then we sign him, and the baseball world hates the Dodgers more than
Just
ever.
erupted. I know. I will say, so anyone who wants to come at us saying that we just want them all, when we got him, we both were like, man, we were really rooting for the Mets to get something, or I
I
don't,
know.
so but I don't know the breakdown of it.
Listen, we have so much to talk about just surrounding getting Kyle Tucker, but I will say that when I saw that the Dodgers got him, listen, my heart is every time that we sign someone, I'm like, but I want Kike. I
Mm-hmm.
want Kike back. So anytime we sign someone who can like play a position that he plays, it makes me nervous.
Mm-hmm.
I have that loyalty for our guys, especially Kike. But it's the first time that I really felt like, wow, I understand why everybody hates the Dodgers because they're getting all of these amazing players, these free agents. But not only are the Dodgers being competitive and spending, they're creating an environment that players want to play at.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not just who's offering the most money, it's where do these guys want to play? And not only do the players on the Dodgers want to stay, but other players from around the league want to play for them.
I know. And like you had made a comment, like not so much about Tucker, about, well, if they come, they're not going to get as much playing time. I feel kind of bad for the guys. And it's like, honestly, as an athlete, sometimes you just want to be around what the Dodgers are giving off as the clubhouse. And like that to me is like less playing time, but to be around that and to see your sport played like that and like
Mm-hmm.
all of it behind, like that pumps me up. And I can see why it would pump them up.
Well,
Um,
okay, like when we called up Dalton Rushing, that was sad to see Austin Barnes go, but I remember hearing there was nothing else for Dalton to do.
mhm.
And so it's almost like you need to give these guys playing time. And if you're not going to, let them go to a team where they will get playing time. So
Mhm.
I guess like it depends where the players are in their career
Mhm.
and what they want.
Because even Kike, I mean, yeah, I know Kyle Tucker plays outfield and Kike, but like Kike wasn't playing outfield all the time. We had Conforto, which, sorry, Conforto, but Tucker is an extremely upgrade for our
Oh yeah.
team. I mean, think of our outfield now. It's just like, but that was a weak spot in our team. So we can't really be knocked for making moves to better our weak spots of a team. Isn't every team supposed to do that?
Mhm.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, they should want to get better each year and fill
Yeah.
in the holes and stuff like that.
But okay, like you say though, it's like always about like where a player and everyone like yes, everyone wants Kike. We want Kike. I really genuinely in my gut will be so shocked if he goes somewhere else solely because I don't think he would need to. I don't think he would need to go somewhere else because a contract was that much bigger and I know you
Mhm.
would do anything for your family and in the end this is their livelihood and all the things. But I think Kike has set himself up as a player, especially here in LA, where he doesn't necessarily need to go to another team to make more money.
Mhm.
It's like everything else he has kind of going on in his mecca here. And I don't even think he'd want to.
Well, exactly. I think where Kike is at in his career, he only wants to play for the Dodgers. And we hear the guys saying all the time, including Kike, they know their role. And it's not just like they know their role with their position, they know their role if they want to play for the Dodgers.
Mm-hmm.
And that does mean that he doesn't play as much as maybe he would on another team. And that's why, when we're debating whether what the Dodgers are doing is good for baseball, there's just so much that factors in.
Mm-hmm.
And part of it is the players' willingness to know their role if they want to play on the Dodgers.
Yeah. No, totally. I don't know. I mean, I can see too. I get what you mean. I kind of felt like, shoot, are we doing it wrong? Like, I know to a certain extent it's what we need, but then to a certain extent it's like,
You mean, are the Dodgers doing it
yeah, it's
wrong?
like, are we doing it wrong? Like, should we be a little more conservative about who we get now and things like that? And it's like, is it ruining the game? And like, I, I really don't think it is. I literally every owner can do it. Why are the other ones so against it? And I don't know. Why wouldn't they want to raise the level to what the Dodgers are doing?
I know. All right, well, let's get into it.
Yeah.
We both have, on our own kind of spent time really trying to come up with how we feel about what the Dodgers are doing. And I'll just say this. I'm exhausted with having this conversation. I feel like since I started the podcast, people want to talk to me about the Dodgers now. But the conversation is now me defending them all the time. And it is getting exhausting. However, I feel like I can stand my own ground in defending them because I truly believe that what the Dodgers are doing is good for baseball. They're exposing the teams that aren't doing anything. I was learning about the salary cap and a salary floor and the luxury tax and the penalties and all of that stuff and really trying to understand what it means. And so, I mean, should we break it down a little?
Yeah, do a little bit. Yeah.
The difference between the MLB and other, football, basketball, hockey, US organizations like that, the MLB has no salary cap. That just means, the MLB's salary cap is the luxury tax, which basically means you can spend as much as you want, but you eventually have to pay for it. And when you think about the Dodgers, that isn't an issue because they're making so much money. And then you think about like, okay, when the Dodgers got Shohei, the Angels had him for 6 years. They did not market him and take advantage of having Shohei Ohtani on their team and just like the global part of it. I mean, remember when we went to Japan, everybody's in a Dodger hat. So the Dodgers are thinking smarter, and even compare them signing Shohei and how they did his contract with the deferrals and everything compared to like the Mets signing Juan Soto. There was no deferrals. They gave him that chunk of money. And so it's like, compare those two structures of the Dodgers. And, we know Shohei was the one that came up with that idea because he wanted them to be able to build a winning team around him. That's amazing.
Yeah. And like crazy for owners to keep their word and to like, they are owners of a baseball team. Like, this is what you're supposed to be doing. It's like, what did I tell you earlier? It's like buying a 5-star restaurant and then not getting a top chef to cook for you. Like, what do you mean? You just like skimped on a chef and now it's just like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, you bought a team to do it for a reason. I'm just confused on why I don't know. I don't know what the pushback is because like for the Mets, is it because they have the biggest or not the biggest salary? They're worth the most money, that owner. So is it because he's just like, whatever, do it because he just has so much money?
Well, that's a risk. And, the Dodgers take different kinds of risks, I guess. So when I think about like comparing the Shohei contract, to me, all that went into that, and because of how much money Shohei is making off the field, that's smart for a player as well, financially.
I know.
Because then, you're investing money, you're setting yourself up for your future. And we hear of athletes that make so much money and then they go broke so quickly. So for me, when I'm thinking about it, it really is smart in the long run compared to like the Mets. They give 400. What did Juan get?
Yeah, like 380 million or something
with no deferrals. So they're giving him all that money, and that's a risk that all that money on one player.
It doesn't even make sense because doesn't half of it immediately go to taxes? So it's like, didn't you just waste a bunch of money to just, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, some teams think of the luxury tax. I don't know like how to
As a
say this.
profit in their pocket.
Kind of, yeah. And that was interesting to learn about too, that the teams that really aren't competitive, they actually are treating owning a baseball team like a business rather than being competitive within the league. And they're actually profiting from the revenue sharing and all of that and putting that money back in their own pockets instead of being competitive, instead of reinvesting the money back in the team, back into the players. And I don't hear anybody talking about that. So,
But can I like for a second, I'm a small business owner, but like I don't think that that's a smart way to do business. Like, what do you mean? Like, I mean, you usually are the last person who gets paid. It's the person who's running the owns the business.
mhm.
So, like, what do you mean this is a business transaction? Like, it's almost like you're not doing that very good.
Well, even like I forget where we were or who we were talking to, but since, we're in the baseball world more and meeting people and having conversations, I remember sitting with someone and they were like, sometimes, you have that much money, you're buying a team. Sometimes you don't even care about baseball. You just want to buy a team so you can brag to your friends.
Well, then that's the bigger issue here.
So, not only do the Dodgers have owners that align with a winning mentality, but they want a culture to create that players want to play for them. They invest back in the fans, they invest back in paying
Yeah.
them.
I
They
mean,
are
they're
competitive every year.
they're
It's a
building our
fans.
farm system. Like we have one of the
Yes.
most competitive farm systems and they're constantly, and that's what my point too is like, why is nobody thinking 2 years ahead? Why are we the only ones thinking years ahead of how we can kind of set this up? I mean,
Mhm.
when those owners came together for the Dodgers and it's like, I heard I forget which one said it, but it was like if we're going to do this, like we're doing it.
Yeah.
There's no way that if roles weren't reversed, you guys wouldn't be so freaking pumped
I
and you
know.
guys wouldn't be on fire about your team and you guys wouldn't be like that's why I said it last season and I'll go on with it. Like I'm going to enjoy what this is because one, it's really fun to have a team who they're setting themselves up for success, but like you said, we didn't win that crazily. Like it wasn't like we swept the Blue Jays and like that was competitive play.
Yeah. Well, if the Dodgers didn't win and didn't win 2 years in a row, I don't think everyone would be hating on them so much. Why is it a problem to try and win every year? Shouldn't that be the standard?
Yeah.
I'm just like, it's really frustrating to continue to point the fingers at the Dodgers when the script needs to be flipped, where you need to call out the owners that are unwilling to be competitive, unwilling to spend their money, and would rather put the money back in their own pockets
Mm-hmm.
than to invest in the team. Because fans, if you're getting mad at the Dodgers, get mad at your own owners. You
Yeah.
deserve for your team to be competitive every year. I mean, being a
Like
Dodger
you
fan, what's better than that?
like you realize because I kind of when I was going through this and figuring out how I felt about it, I'm like, okay, what do the other teams have? Are they doing it because they don't have the money to do it? And like, yeah, that's kind of frustrating when the big
It's
guy has.
not true.
I know, but that's my point is when I looked it up, I'm like, you have all the means to do it and to be just as competitive. But I mean, how rich do you want to be? Which is fine, but you're the one who chose to own a baseball team. Yeah.
I mean, when people are hating on the Dodgers, it really just to me seems like you're hating that they're competing. You're
Mm-hmm.
hating that they're really good at this. You're hating
Mm-hmm.
that they're really smart and they're finding a way each and every year.
Well, and you're hating that your key guys who, when you have guys on your team and you love them, you think they love you just as much. And it probably stings even more that these guys kind of don't even have loyalty enough to want to stay and they don't mind coming to the Dodgers because they're excited as players to come and experience what that is.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I'm sure everyone's bitter from start to finish, but it's starting to become talking points on their end. And I genuinely don't understand how it's getting just put all on the Dodgers and like
I know.
yeah.
The Dodgers are showing baseball what full commitment looks like on every level, from player development to um, building confidence in their players, to finding guys that you might not think that they would sign and then developing them.
Mm-hmm.
They think of everything, and we've talked about that so much. So it's just frustrating because it seems to be in the player's best interest, in the team's best interest, in the fans' best interest. What is wrong with that? So I
Mm-hmm.
just think the finger needs to be pointed elsewhere, and the conversation needs to move from what the Dodgers are doing to what other teams aren't doing.
And I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I haven't even really seen any solid statements of any owners talking and saying anything, because it's like, do they want to be the first one who actually says the quote that, you know what I mean, they don't like what Dodgers are doing, and it's all just like kind of a hearsay of like the energy of what the rest of the group kind of feels. But like, say it, like say it to
Mm-hmm.
my face then. Because they can't. If they say it, they're going to be ripped to shreds, because it's like, "Oh, what is your net worth?" "Oh, okay. Don't own a team if you don't want to put money into it."
Yeah, go look at, you were reading to me what how much every owner of a team is worth.
Yeah.
Is there anyone that's not a billionaire?
Nope. Mets is the most. Blue Jays 19.3, the Tigers 6.9, the Nationals 6.7, then the Dodgers 6.2 billion, and then the Red Sox at 5.7 billion. And then it's like the Cubs the same way. It starts to go down, but I didn't go deep enough to know if there's anyone's in the millions.
Man, there's just so much to say. It's like we're not defending what the Dodgers are doing. We're defending that what they're doing shouldn't even be controversial.
Mm-hmm.
But even think of when the McCourt era. I was just watching a clip of Seth Meyers at an award show making fun of the Dodgers in his like opening monologue of how cheap they were and how they weren't spending any money. And he called out, like, Matt Kemp was in the audience. I think I sent you that clip.
Mm-hmm.
That wasn't that long ago.
Mm-mm.
We're in the golden era of Dodger baseball,
Mm-hmm.
and we're going to enjoy this as much as we can. And it really is kind of like we're in this moment of, who does baseball want to be? And are other teams going to rise to the occasion? Or are you going to just put a salary cap on it because you think that's the answer?
Right. I mean, I guess the only thing that's insane to me, if I was to like, I don't think there should be a salary cap and all this, but it's like, when is enough enough? Like,
Mm-hmm.
when does the billions become like, it's kind of like, yeah, like at some point, when is enough? Like,
I know.
where is the cap? Like, some of these teams really can't pay close to over like hundreds and hundreds of millions to so many players. It's like, when does it stop getting spread out amongst teams? When do other,
Yeah.
so yeah, that's my only fear a little. But that's more of the
Mm-hmm.
longevity of like the whole of like what athletes get paid in general and so much. It's kind of like it's just getting bigger and bigger. And I can see how that's scary, but that's not an individual team.
Mm-hmm.
That's just, the culture of what we're
And I get what you
living
mean,
in.
because I kind of had like a little bit of that feeling when we signed Kyle Tucker.
Mm-hmm.
Like, wow, we are getting all these guys. But because of everything we've just been talking about, I understand why he wants to play for the Dodgers, why they're trying to get him.
Yeah, I understand why we needed another outfielder. Like, we do. We do. And it's a long season. And if anything, we saw like if Teo needs a break, we have Kike to get back out there and to make a whole
Well,
thing.
also
If some
remember Teo struggled a bit, am right?
Well, and that's my point, is like not everybody was playing perfect all season. And yes, they all came together because of our culture and because of how these guys love the team.
Mm-hmm.
And that's something special. And it doesn't come around very often. It's not just because it's like a superstar packed team. Like we've said it a million times. That's not what wins championships. It's how these guys work. But oh, heaven forbid we're getting more insurance and adding an amazing outfielder to help us get through all these games. Like, I don't know. It's not really that far fetched once you really actually break down where our weak spots were and what they're filling in. It's really not that far fetched.
And now, just was thinking, since you were saying that, I wonder if people will leave Mookie alone now.
I know, right?
Because, Teo was struggling in right. So that obviously means that Mookie has to go back to right field, because people want the obvious answer. They don't want to research. They don't like, there's a lot of ignorance in this
Mm-hmm.
that you just want to blame the Dodgers and you don't want to do the research and understand what's actually happening. Now we got Kyle Tucker that makes Teo go to left and he'll have an easier time there. And now it opens up an opportunity for maybe people to leave Mookie alone. But another thing you said, which we haven't talked about this whole time, is our guys, these superstar guys, not only are going to be future Hall of Famers and they play for us, they're the hardest working guys. How many times do we hear people say, like, how shocked they were that Mookie and Freddie are the first ones out on the field
Mm-hmm.
just doing basic drills and
Mm-hmm.
things like that? When you're creating this type of culture
Mm-hmm.
and you know how bad everyone that works for your organization wants to win, that motivates you so
Yeah.
much.
Well, to go totally. And to go back to your point about Mookie and leaving Mookie alone, it's like, okay, let's just like go from an organizational standpoint. What if Teo doesn't perform that great and right again? Are we gonna have to relive this Mookie thing again? That's not taking away from Mookie from being shortstop, but it's almost like, okay, say he doesn't step up the same way we need him to. What are we supposed to just like, yeah, but it's Teo and we have everyone else. And so never mind, we won't get somebody who can help us and help smooth that over just because you guys are gonna think we're like, ruining baseball. And it's like, no, like they're already probably getting ahead of that so that Mookie can just relax at short and doesn't have to hear it. And he's already getting that. And then heaven forbid we help another one of our players who, like, you know what I mean? Like,
But even the fact alone that Mookie was willing to play shortstop
mm-hmm,
because that's what the team needed.
mm-hmm,
I mean, Teo will play left field
yeah,
now that we have Kyle Tucker.
yeah.
But, when you walked in, you were wondering who's going to leave the 40-man roster to make room for Kyle Tucker and how the Dodgers haven't even officially
Mm-hmm.
announced it yet. So,
Yeah, he hasn't had his press conference and
who do
people
you
are,
think's going to get moved or
I don't
traded
know.
to make room for him?
I don't know because I don't know how deep in the 40-man roster they go. Are those people who are technically on the IL or is that a different roster? See, this is where it gets
I know.
confusing
And listen,
because
like we always say, like we're not journalists, we're fans,
we're
we're learning
learning.
more. And it's funny, we were talking before we started recording. When the season is going, we're watching the games and we are nonstop things to talk about. All this kind of stuff, the luxury tax and the trades and all this stuff, like we're trying to form our own opinions about it too. So
Yeah.
I'm excited to hear the feedback from our conversation and kind of how our Dodger fans feel about it and even opposing team fans because man, I'm getting riled up.
Well, but even people who are down, in the farm system and all that, like Dalton Rushing, and he considered on a 40-man roster throughout the whole season so he can get pulled up and pulled down. Like, is it people like that are still kind of like
He's on it.
on the raw? I know now, but I'm saying last season. It's like, do they put people like that so that they have insurance to bring somebody up and down?
Mm-hmm. They do that a lot during the regular season. I don't know exactly.
So,
Well, I guess that's kind of why we haven't signed Kike yet.
well, but that was what I meant too. Are the people who are on the chopping block some of our best farm guys who would get traded so that Kyle can make, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I mean, I'm sure they have someone in mind.
Well, right
I mean,
now it's
Conforto, is he out?
I think he's done. He's gone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Man, poor
Good
guy.
luck, Conforto.
Yeah.
But listen, the Dodgers try. They find someone like Conforto and they hope that maybe he'll perform well with the team, but it doesn't always work. Look at Tanner Scott. We thought he was going to be our closer and that didn't work out. So it's not like every time the Dodgers sign a guy, it works out
No, I mean,
perfectly.
it's a really big stage. I was thinking about that. Like, you either come and you thrive or it kind of eats you up. And it's not because you're not good. Like, Tanner Scott, even Michael Conforto, it's like people talked so highly of him and like just really knew that there was something in him that if it sparks, we're all going to be eating our words.
Mm-hmm.
And for some reason, it just couldn't quite get there. And for an athlete, I really feel bad for him because that's such a big stage that you want to thrive in, especially with these players around you and all of it. It's like, that is what the mental game of baseball is insane because it's like you can look at yourself in the mirror and tell yourself to stop thinking this way or feel this way or get out of this rut or whatever. And for some reason, if it's just not going to do it. So yeah, all these stars could come here and not perform the same way.
Mm-hmm.
But
Money does not buy winning. We know that. I mean, even think of how we won in 2024 compared to 2025. In 24, it was our bullpen. Remember?
mm-hmm,
2025, it was different. So they played the year differently so that our starting pitchers would be healthy. So
mm-hmm.
they're just thinking of everything and they're really smart. And, I I hate to just be like, obviously we're Dodger fans. So we're defending them and loving what they're doing. But it's true.
Mm-hmm. I know, but it's like, dude, if it was your team, you would be pumped. And there will come a time when somebody gets somebody that we wanted and we're not as powerful as we were. And I mean, I'm just assuming that's just like the, flow of life. I don't know if I'm going to look at other teams and like be like, it's their fault. Like a part of me is going to be like, man, Dodgers, how'd you mess up on that one? And like, what are we going to do? Okay, like, guess we got to just like hope that who we have is going to pull through and da da da.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I don't know if my natural reaction would be to be mad at the other team.
I know.
So it's still weird to
Well,
me.
I think we also just it's so funny to me just how much of baseball kind of like aligns with life.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we both connect on like having a growth mindset and really like looking inward instead of pointing fingers at someone else. Like if
Totally.
we're in a situation and we're things aren't going well or an argument even, we're always like, oh, what's their perspective? Or oh, how can I learn from that? Or how can I get better from that? So I think
Totally.
that's just like a philosophy that we live by. And when
Mm-hmm.
you think about baseball, everything we're talking about is what is a team's philosophy. And I started connecting with the Dodgers for exactly that because I really aligned with everything that they were doing. So I think that's something to think about and a question to ask like, okay, who are you a fan of? Who is your team? And what is their philosophy? Because the Dodgers is all about winning,
You're
you
right.
know,
You're right.
about the culture, about creating a um, winning, happy environment, taking care of the families, investing in the fans. What that means is your fans want to win. You're investing in players, you're investing in the stadium, you're doing things to make us happy.
Yeah, I mean, even how our players react to things or the way that they speak about things and stuff like that. It's like, yeah, we kind of do really carry the energy that they put off and like what the culture it is that they're bringing. Cause like, yeah, if you think about it, like, we always say Manny Machado, but it's like when you have people like that in interviews saying stuff and it's like, but that's your third baseman and you love him and he's good and he like that's your guy. It's like, you're like, yeah, you're right, Manny. And then like everyone just starts becoming a brat. If like we heard Freddie like put his foot down about something and feel passionate about something, like, yeah, I might be a little more passionate and be like, you're right, Freddie, I got your back. Like I feel the same way. But our guys, I think they come at things even very level headed and to the
Mm-hmm.
point where people get mad at them when we're not winning
Mm-hmm.
because afterwards it's like, okay, well, yeah, okay, well, we got to go to the next game. I can't go back. And everyone's like, okay, but like you're not saying enough. And it's kind of like, okay, but that's their MO. Like there's nothing to say. Yeah, it's kind of interesting. It's the culture of what comes off. And yeah, you
Mm-hmm.
could see other teams like, well, now not even the owners. You guys better be yelling at your guys. They need to be better.
Well, we get mad at our team sometimes. Didn't
Mm-hmm.
I even say this to Max? Like sometimes they're just so nonchalant about things, but it's the mentality. And when you think about why we won this year, we had the edge because of our, experience
Yeah.
and that calm, cool, collected Will Smith energy that one day at a time, one pitch at a time,
Yeah, it's like there's mistakes.
tomorrow's a new day,
Mm-hmm.
yesterday's a wash. And they just never doubted themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And they play for each other. I mean, think about Freddie in 2024 doing whatever it took to get himself on the field so that he can perform.
Yeah.
That's full commitment. And it's from the players to the front office
Mm-hmm.
to the fans who travel to every stadium to watch this team play. What the Dodgers have built is power.
Yeah. I mean,
And it's inspiring. I
Every
mean,
time we talk about like, I'm just
it
laughing
makes me
because
so inspired,
I
you
know.
know?
No, I get you. I'm laughing while you're saying this because I hear Stan being like, well, the other teams are doing stuff too. And like, that's my point is like, they won't, you know, granted, that's kind of true. It's like, okay, yeah, we're doing all these things. They're doing it too. So, like, what are you guys
Not
crying about?
everybody, though.
Well, yeah, there's got to be a disconnect somewhere. But
There is. It's the unwillingness. Okay, so I was reading something about the different types of teams and kind of like what matters to the teams. And it was saying like there's the builders, like the Dodgers, like an organization like the Braves, and they spend, they develop, they care about championships. Then there's the spenders, like Mets style of spending, and you just kind of throw money to fix problems and hope for the best.
mm-hmm.
And then there's the collectors that have a low payroll and it's profit, that business model type of profit focus where the business comes first and the competitiveness comes second.
Just
You know,
so odd to
like
me
the
to have that
Pirates or
mindset in
the
baseball.
Oakland A's, and the Dodgers believe in spending and doing whatever it takes to win. And I just wish that other teams would do that too, because I understand where other fans are coming from when they're saying there's a competitive imbalance and a fairness issue. I get it. I understand that is frustrating. And it must be to watch the Dodgers sign this guy after this guy. But like,
But
make the owners spend money. That's why I think there should be a salary floor
like
instead of a salary cap.
once we got to the World Series, the competition was pretty even. Like
If Will
once we
Smith's
got
foot
to
didn't
the
get back down,
well, yeah,
if Mickey didn't
there
throw
was
that
so many
perfect.
inches. Yeah, but it's like, dude, once we got to the freaking playoffs, competition was evening out pretty well. And so it kind of diminishes the argument on their end because why wouldn't we, like I said, why wouldn't we fill the gaps where we're weak? Why
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't ownership do that? Just because we're filling the gaps and creating a culture where good players want to come and fill those gaps. I don't know. I really think beyond just defending the Dodgers, look at your own team and ask them why they're not doing that. Like, why are you not getting a really good? Because we're not getting them all. It's
I
like
know.
there's a lot of the playoffs will teach you there's a lot of really talented baseball players throughout the MLB, extremely talented. So it's like, yeah, it's not.
And the talent is going to keep getting better.
And because genuinely, I don't want to just like, of course, I want to win, but I love watching good baseball. Like, I genuinely really love seeing a good game
Mm-hmm.
and good athletes and good everything. And it's not going to always be the Dodgers, but why? Why I want the competitive edge.
Same.
Like, I want teams to show up and it.
I was happy to see other teams making moves for Kyle Tucker and the Mets getting Bo Bichette and teams doing things. I want to see more of that. So,
Yeah.
like, how do we have more conversations with the owners that are unwilling to spend? I don't know. Like, isn't that kind of, wouldn't that answer a lot of our questions? But
Yeah.
they're not going to be the ones that want to sit in front of a camera and ask the questions. That's why it's when, you know, Andrew Friedman or Brandon Gomes sit down and they're asked if you think the Dodgers are ruining baseball, and they're answering it honestly. And I will say, I was seeking understanding fans and people in baseball that think what the Dodgers are doing is bad. It really doesn't seem like anyone within baseball thinks it's bad. It's only fans.
I think it was a guy from John Boy. Forget his name. It's not two of the regulars. It's like a different one. But he was like, he found out during like a live, and he was just like,
About what?
Kyle Tucker coming to the
Oh,
Dodgers. I'm assuming he was wearing a Yankee hat, but
Jake?
no,
Should
it
we
was.
ask Jake?
We can ask Jake, but it wasn't Jake, and it wasn't. It was none of the normal ones. I don't know his name, but he was just. Are you kidding me? He's like, they can't be allowed to do this. Someone like was just losing it, and yeah, I feel for the other teams, but like I said, I just don't think if it happened, I would be mad at anyone other than my own team for
I
allowing it to
know.
happen or not fighting harder to make it happen. Like, I
And
don't,
to be honest, add a salary cap if you want. If you think that's going to help, I'm honestly not worried about that for the Dodgers because
Mm-mm.
whether there's a salary cap or not, the Dodgers will be smart in how they sign guys and how they run their organization. So
Mm.
if you think that that's the answer, then
What do you
fine. But I
think?
really think it's a floor to make owners spend money. I mean,
Yeah.
what player wants to have a potential salary capped?
Yeah, none of them. But genuinely, it's like NFL has a hard cap and the NBA has a soft cap. And so I can't be naive to think it's not somewhat coming. Granted, the amount of money that's being put into some of these players is so astronomical. Where do we think the cap would lie? Because at this point
I
they've
don't
raised it so hard. I mean,
know.
Kyle got 240 million for 4 years. So like
Wow.
would the cap be like they have to be signed for X amount of years to even hit to like, you know what I mean? Is 4 years too I don't know. I don't know what the cap would even be.
When I was kind of learning a little bit more about the luxury tax and everything, it was saying that the luxury tax was never put in place to stop teams from spending. Spending is a choice, not a restriction.
I mean, I really feel like it's coming down to owners wanting to keep more money in their pocket than spending, and hopefully because there's talented players, it's not like their teams are like crappy, that they're just hoping for the best. But I don't know, look at I feel like that's such an Angels mentality because like it doesn't come if you don't push and build. And even with Shohei, when I think back at it, it's like we're not the only ones who see the trajectory of where this is going and how the game is played and how the different things, play into it.
Mm-hmm.
So when are you hopping on that bandwagon? Like it's not stopping. Trust me, this world is so fast with everything and I get it. Like yeah, sometimes I miss just old school things. Yeah, I do too. I miss that a little and I can see what the beauty of that. Everything turns to money. But every owner has had the same winter meetings as everybody else. I would love to be a fly on the wall in that one.
I know.
Like, what are they saying to each other? Like,
I would
Dave,
love to know. But also, I never thought about this. And when you were looking up how much all the owners are worth, is there another ownership group? Like, we have Guggenheim, and that consists of 5 or 6 different people. Mark
um,
Walter, Todd
mm-hmm,
Bowley, Billie Jean King, Magic
mm-hmm.
Johnson, Stan Kasten. I don't know if I'm missing anyone. Is there another team that has a group like the Dodgers, or is it solo owners?
Let me look because I do know there was more words. Okay, let's see. Steve Cohen, I think he's solo. Rogers Communication for the Toronto Blue Jays. It says Rogers Communication / Edward S. Rogers the third. So
I
that's
don't know. I guess
that's a
I'm
family and company wealth.
okay.
So that's family. Yeah, I mean a lot of it is for the Detroit Tigers, Marion and family. It's always and family. Washington family, Mark Walter, Google Hybrid Baseball Management lost. So that's Dodgers. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, everyone else it's kind of says and family.
Todd Bowley, one of the Dodgers owners who used to come in Spago and sit at P5 every Saturday, he owns the Golden Globes.
Casual.
I know. I did spy Andrew Friedman at the Golden Globes. I saw him. I
Oh.
remember texting you that. But I don't know. I guess I was just thinking the different, like, each of those owners on their own has done so well for themselves and is smart and are, amazing business people. So when they come together, that's really powerful. And they probably all are made up of different ideas and perspectives. So,
I mean, our ownership probably trickles down to what our guys are. Look at all these very wealthy men who are able to sit into a room and not make it about ego and say, how can we use every single one of our strengths and the way that our business mind thinks? And how can we do this and turn this into 10-year plus of a winning team,
mm-hmm,
20-year plus of a winning team? And
mm-hmm.
yeah, I think ego. I mean, it's got to be. Or maybe because
Yeah.
it's not with family.
But it's also like, I don't know. It feels like in baseball, there's 4 to 6 teams that really do a lot and try and spend. So if there's only that many and there's all these other teams that aren't really doing anything, that's the competitive imbalance to me
Mm-hmm.
there. Not just like the Dodgers are the only team doing anything,
But look
you
at the
know?
Mariners were nowhere near on this list. And they had a great season.
I'm trying to hear the other perspective
I
and
know.
like find some understanding, but
Yeah.
it just comes back to the willingness.
And I get it. I mean, I get there's a lot more teams than just like the heart of it, and the competitive balance is like one of the biggest arguments. It's like it
Mm-hmm.
takes away the competitive balance, and it's like, yeah, I guess I could see that, but why should the rest of us diminish what our teams are? Not take certain guys that fill in our gaps, whether they're superstars or not superstars, because you won't. Like, I don't know. I'm having fun over here. I don't want to know what that feels like ever again. Like, I'm having a good time over here. So, yeah, unfortunately, I feel for you. I could see why you would feel this way, but I think you really, like Melissa says, you need to go get mad at your own ownership.
You know what, guys? We're happy to have you as
Yeah.
Dodger fans. You can come over here, join the party, root for a team that's doing everything
Mm-hmm.
to win again and again. It's really exciting. I remember like early on in my LA years and when I started becoming a Dodger fan, just honestly feeling like I can't wait to see what they do next. They were making all these cool moves. And I remember the year we got Trey Turner and Max Scherzer. And I was like, oh my God, I can't believe we got these guys. And it was after we got Mookie and David Price. And it's just like, what are they going to do next? I'm just on the edge of my seat waiting to see because it's really exciting.
I
And
know.
for us to be having a Dodgers podcast during this time,
I
it
know.
really uh
It's so special.
it really
I
is.
know.
And that's just like kind of icing on the cake of all of the other things and why it's amazing to be a Dodger fan,
Uh-huh.
but what a cool time to be living through what's going on in baseball.
It's amazing. That's why I just fight to what I feel when it comes to this team. And I have gone through so many amazing teams, and it's crazy what LA does. The city of LA is insane when it comes to sports.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's been insane, insanely competitive. Even the Clippers had a little jolt there. And it's like,
I know.
they just, I think people come here, and when they know they're coming to LA, and I think owners really lean into how they can join the party.
Mm-hmm.
It's,
That was a crazy time for the Clippers. I'm
mm-hmm,
just having a flashback of
mm-hmm.
that horrible owner. He used to come into Spago too.
Yeah. He almost hired me
He was
yeah,
not,
he was,
he was weird, creepy.
yeah.
But how horrible that was for the team and all of those things he was saying. And then when the new owner took over, and
Mm-hmm.
you could tell how much he was excited to own the team and bring them into a new era. And they were good.
They were.
Remember, they had like Blake Griffin and JJ. I had such a crush on JJ
Yeah.
Redick.
They were really good. They had a
DeAndre
great pop.
Jordan,
Uh-huh. Christy loved them.
Austin. Who was the coach? Doc Rivers.
Mm-hmm.
His son Austin Rivers was playing for him at
Mm-hmm.
one point. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was exciting for the Clippers.
My point is because like no one like I mean, I'm a Laker fan, and the Clippers have always been the stepchildren of it, and kind of like the Angels. It's just like, like I kind of feel that way about the Chargers right now too. It's
Mm-hmm.
like I wish they would have stayed in San Diego. They have such fans there, and it's like every team deserves their like the Anaheim Angels should have stayed that. No need to make them Los Angeles. But my point is like that's what LA does to you when you want to be part of what this mecca is, because it just takes teams to like the next level.
Mm-hmm.
It's fun. It's really fun to watch.
It is.
Yeah,
And the Rams are going to
man.
bring it to the next level.
Did you love how he was wearing an LA hat on his
Yes.
like? I mean,
So much.
I say this, and so I'm sure so many people will be mad.
Matthew Stafford, by the way, that's who
Yeah.
Jack is talking about.
Everyone saw the LA.
After the Rams won.
Yeah. People are like, is Kirsch going to go to the Super Bowl if we go? I mean, when we go? That'd be so fun. I just like, I love it. I love all of that. But
Probably.
I know. I don't know. I think he would. He's having a good time.
Why
Or is he
not?
getting ready for the World Baseball
He might be a
Classic?
little busy getting
Yeah, he might
ready.
get- he might-
He's going to want to be in tip-top shape.
Okay,
I'm
but
sure-
February 8th.
Although I heard he's only playing catch with his son, Charlie.
Oh,
I know.
man. Charlie is going to have. Yeah, my dad just. How did your dad get ready for the World Baseball Classic after retiring? How did he do that?
Wonder who's going to be
Well,
running Talk Dodgers to me when Charlie Freeman and Charlie Kershaw are playing.
might not look as good, but we're on Melissa's skincare regimen. Oh, I know. It's a really fun time. And honestly, watching the Rams the other day when they won in overtime, and you honestly, LA sports they're really making me, I don't know how to lose. I don't know how to lose right now.
I know.
People just keep pulling off these wins.
I know.
These playoff clutch come
That was a
through,
crazy game too.
teams just uniting together and like, what? Like, it's like, I'm like, I know that there's got to be a come down from a high, but coming off of a World Series like that, and I genuinely, I'm kind of getting in a mecca where I just, even when it's a close game, I'm still watching because I'm like, we're gonna pull this off, and we keep doing it. I don't know, it's so fun.
It's amazing,
So
and we
fun.
don't know how long this is going to last. So we're
Mm-mm.
going to enjoy it as much as possible.
Yeah.
Okay, so a couple more things I think we should talk about. One, Freddie Peralta.
Mm-hmm.
I think we briefly mentioned him earlier. He's kind of like a target, I guess, for the Dodgers. I have very
Starting
mixed
pitcher.
feelings about it.
Yeah.
I just feel like someone like him is the ace of a team, and he's not going to, he'll be in our rotation, but that's kind of where my mind goes to. Okay, I guess it's what the player wants for himself. Does he want to be like a star on, he's on the Brewers,
Mm-hmm.
like the Brewers, or do you want to be a part of what the Dodgers are? Maybe not play as much, but have that real opportunity to win.
I mean, imagine being part of
I'd love to hear
a
from a player about
rotation.
that.
Imagine being part. I mean, he's pretty much not taking Kershaw's spot in the rotation, but like,
Oh,
if you think about it, like as a starting pitcher, like he's in a rotation with Snell, Yoshi, Otani, like
Tyler.
Tyler, like, and that's my thing too, is we need Tyler and all Snell, Yoshi, Otani. We need all these guys to be at tip top shape throughout a whole season.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't mind having another ace, genuinely, to get us through a three-peat. I know we're going to need something really special this season. Granted, there's not even talks that he even wants to. He has one more year left with the Brewers, so I guess we'll see. I mean, someone like that, I don't know. If we get them, do we have more trading power? Do we get him to trade him for more people
I
that
don't know.
I
See, that's where
know?
I'm kind of not liking where the conversation is going of just like taking a player of that caliber just to trade him.
Yeah, you're right. That's kind of, but that's kind of the game of the trade. I
We'll
don't know. We'll
see.
see. Like I
Because,
said, I don't. He doesn't even really made a statement that he even is going to do it.
yeah, who knows what Freddie actually wants?
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't it be in his best interest to finish his contract and then get to free agency so that he has more control and could make more money then?
Yeah, we need to get more players on it and see like
I know.
where,
I really want to
because I
ask.
kind of want to ask like veteran players on what that is, because think of like, well, Kirby was a special case because he was bouncing around all over the place and was never necessarily an ace for the
Mm-hmm.
team. So I
Mm-hmm.
guess that's a little bit special, but I don't know. I think that teams like this don't come around very often, and if you have the choice to be part of that kind of rotation and have a season the way that they could, I don't know. I couldn't
Yeah.
see a player not wanting it.
What would you do?
Come.
What would you do?
I would come to
You
the
would?
Dodgers. Yeah. Yeah. It would make me want to, it would just make, that's just who I was as an athlete always, though. I loved being around other really good
Mm-hmm.
people. It made me want to be better. It gave me an edge. It pumped me up. It made me want to join the other people doing really well. So for me, I would hands down, if especially if there was a place and it felt right and the culture felt right. It's like there's other factors, but yeah, I think I would definitely want to see where I could take it to.
Mm-hmm. Because I think of, when we were talking about who the Dodgers are going to move off the 40-man roster to make room for Kyle Tucker, there's a lot of talk about Bobby Miller. When I think about Bobby Miller, he's young, he has so much potential. I think that it's in his best interest as a player to
Totally.
play for a team, not the Dodgers,
Mm-hmm.
that he's going to get more playing time
Mm-hmm.
at
I
and
could
really
see
build
that.
himself up as an ace.
Yeah. But there's certain people who have to take
But it's also because
lateral
of how
moves and
young he is.
totally. And I think that that's a great way to look at it. Yeah, I think that he would do better like sprouting himself out a little and seeing what he can do to become the pitcher he wants, because if it's not happening where he's at, it's because he's not being something's not clicking, something's not being challenged right or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I guess we'll see. I just, as a pitcher, watching what the pitcher, I mean, look at like everyone was battling on who was going to have like the better game.
I know.
You know, like the Snell and then
The
Otani
competitiveness
and then
within
Yoshi
them.
and then seeing Yoshi going up to freaking Dave Roberts constantly like, you need me? You like, come on. I just feel like as a player, or especially if that's my position, and you're seeing that happen, you see Kirsch warming up because he's like, oh crap. You know what I'm saying? Like that
Oh,
to
it's
me
so
is like
exciting.
I wanna know what that
Or
feels
Will
like.
Ireton texting Brandon Gomes and Andrew Friedman saying, just letting you know, Yoshi is ready and wants to play. So just so you know, he's gonna try.
Yeah.
Like even him who pitched the day before wants to give it his all. Like
Yeah, he's
every
like,
guy
never
is
mind,
like
just put it in,
that.
just put me back in. I mean, all everyone's face when he walked by.
Who wouldn't want to play amongst players like that
Mm-hmm.
and sit in that dugout and in that
Yeah,
clubhouse?
you're like, oh, I'm not the star, but I'm around this.
Oh, I learned some facts, some fun facts about Kyle Tucker because
Guys,
they don't just win me over by their talent. It's
yeah.
really them as people.
Mm-hmm.
And so I learned a couple things that I liked about him.
Okay.
He's known for his quiet but funny personality,
Oh.
nicknamed Ted, because apparently he resembles Ted Williams. He likes video games.
Hmm.
He can dunk a basketball.
Is he tall? Yeah, he's
He
pretty
was
tall.
the clubhouse DJ for the Trastros.
Mm.
We'll just breeze past that real quick. But what I liked the best was that he started a foundation after his grandfather, who he was really close with, um, got really amazing, compassionate hospice care at the end of his life. And his foundation is really honoring those amazing people that choose to work in
Wow.
hospice, which, I mean, those are just angels that, they're giving
Yeah.
so much love to people at the end of their life. And
Yeah.
that's what his foundation is
Wow.
about and raise awareness to. And I love that.
I really like that.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
So, Kyle, all right, we like you. You can be a Dodger.
We should connect their foundation with Kurt Gibson's foundation, because I bet foundations like that. Kurt Gibson opened a Parkinson's center in Detroit, and it's so beautiful to see all those people showing up to get exercise and to feel not like the weirdo in class. And then it's like Kurt Gibson doing it. So like, naturally men who are like manly men, are like, yeah, you're right, I can show up for Kurt Gibson, and it's so
Yeah.
great. But it's like, yeah, it's really cool to see how those kind of foundations can pair together to really help people in so many different ways, once they get to
Yeah.
different parts of all of it. But
Well, I love learning more about, why people feel so purposeful in creating a foundation and kind of where the heart of it stems from. And
mm-hmm.
it usually is from a personal experience.
Yeah.
And I also love that he is shining light on something that I don't know if I've heard a foundation that strictly honors and raises awareness for hospice care.
Yeah, I think that's really cool. Yeah, I don't think I've ever heard of that. And it's such a beautiful, when I think of the people who had come in to help for my grandma and stuff
Mm-hmm.
like that, it's like they become family.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it's really sweet when you show up to your grandparents' house, and their nails are done and her hair, because it's like things like that matter. And it
Absolutely.
takes an angel of a human being to do that.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
we still talk to the amazing ladies that took care of Nana, at the end of
Mm-hmm.
her life when she had dementia. And I mean, my mom texts one of the women all the time, and Deb, I think she listens to the podcast. If you're listening, Deb, you're amazing.
No.
Um,
Yeah, super cool.
So, Kyle, we support what you're doing, and maybe we'll get to talk to him about it.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
But I can't wait to hear people's reactions to us going off that the Dodgers are not ruining baseball.
Nope. Sorry. We just
They're
can't. I'm just not getting behind the narrative.
They're just exposing what other teams and other owners are not doing and what they're unwilling to do.
And look, that's not me saying I'm against a calorie cap, because like I said, a salary cap, because like I said, everyone else in the, professional area has gotten them adopted onto how they look at it. So look, I'm not saying I'm against a cap, but like, that's not because it's the Dodgers are ruining it. It's not, they're just honestly playing the game better.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
So sorry.
Mic drop.
All right. Well, as always, guys, like, subscribe, follow, share. That is the best way to help us. We want to keep doing this. And this is going to be a big year.
Mm-hmm. So, and that's the best way to support us so we can keep doing this.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to come back and see what's happening a week from now.
I hope we're not a day short of something big about to happen.
I'm waiting to see what Cody Bellinger does.
Oh my gosh. I know.
Can you believe how much he's trying to get, or how much Scott Boras is trying to get for him?
Yeah.
It's a little cray.
Yeah. And that's another thing. You can't be mad that these guys say yes to the Dodgers offer. They can say no.
We can keep going on and on. But
you're right.
I hope that Belly makes it work with the Yankees. I feel like it's a good fit, and we'll see.
I guess.
Stay tuned for next time.
All right. Go Dodgers.
Go Dodgers. I just want somebody to talk Dodgers to me.